My name is Charlie Hutto. Welcome to the Quartzville Railroad. Hi everybody, welcome to Quartzville Railroad video number 9. Yeah, hard to believe we're up to number 9 already. Today's video, I'm going to finish up the electrical work finally in here in the shed, get some track feeders installed, get the electrical things going, and at the end of the video, stay tuned for that, get a train running around the entire layout. So that's going to be pretty cool. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, let's talk about terminal blocks right now. Terminal blocks, for me, are an easy way to get the power distributed to the track and also to the accessories once you get everything installed properly. You can get all kinds of different varieties of terminal blocks. I have a 6-pole or 6-position one here. I've got another 6-position here that's a lot bigger that I've scavenged off of old modules and layouts. You can get 10-position ones. I'm sure you can get a lot bigger ones on the internet or on Amazon or whatever. And even some smaller ones, maybe ones that only have 1 or 2 on them. But lots of different varieties of these. I've got one here where one of them fell off, so now I've only got 5. But these work pretty well to get the power distributed to your layout without having to run wires for seemingly miles and miles and miles. You can run it just back to the terminal block, and then the power gets out to the rest of your track. So for example, this one I have here, maybe you can see that I have the 3 here on my right that are set up for the black power, black colored wires, and these last 3 on the left here, those are set up for the white power. And as I've talked about in previous videos, the way I do my track power is black and white, just make it easy for myself. Black wires go to the back wire and white wires go to the front wire, so that makes it super simple. So what you do is you just run mainline power in. You can drop one in here for the black colored wire and one over here on this 4th one for the white colored wire. And then you just attach the feeder wires from the track just to the bottom of these, and then the power gets out and it works really well. So I'm going to be installing these kinds of things and some of these bigger ones here throughout the entire layout as I have them, and I think I've got enough for this. I don't have to buy any new ones, but we'll get these things installed, get some feeder wires in, and get going on wiring the track. Okay, so this is the back of the yard right here. None of these are wired for power yet. And you may have noticed, or you can notice here, that I stopped the tracks. They ended about where this seam is between one set of the foam and then the next set of the foam over here. There's a line in there. And the reason I ended up actually working out pretty well, that's where I'm going to drop the wires into. So I'm not having to run them a long ways and also not having to drill lots and lots and lots of holes to get the wires down. I may end up only drilling 1 or 2 holes. We'll kind of see how it goes. But again, as I've mentioned here, once I get it wired, there will be a black wire attached here to the back and a white wire to this front wire, and then repeated for all 5 of these tracks total. And then I'll run all the black wires into the black section of a terminal block, and all the white wires in a white terminal block. Then run a feeder from that to the main power, and then these tracks will all be wired, and that'll be good. I'll end up adding feeder wires other places too, probably to this track right here, and maybe to this one as well, just to make sure we have power everywhere. I don't run feeders to every single piece of track. I know some people do, and they swear by it, and that's fine if you want to do it that way. But this Kato Unitrack seems to do pretty good about distributing the power across them, not losing power in the joints. So usually just put it on one section every few real feet of track. And so we'll get going on laying some wire here. Okay, so a little bit of an update from underneath the layout. I now have all of the main wiring in all the way around the layout on all the sides. The main terminal for everything is going to be down at that end, and I'm underneath the layout by the door, which is right there. And maybe you can see here I have the white wire and the black wire, which again, black to back, white to front. So this will be the main power for all of the track. And I have it installed to these terminal blocks all the way around it. So it's a little bit of a chore to get that done, crawling around on my hands and knees and trying to put these screws into the terminal blocks, but I got it done. So I'm glad to have that over and done with. The next task is to actually start dropping feeder wires from the track up on top of the layout, down underneath, and tie it in, and see if we can get some electricity going to these tracks. Okay, so time has passed, and this morning I got a lot of soldering done of the feeder wires from the underneath the layout up to the top of the layout. So they are soldered on here. This is the back of the yard right here, and if you look really close, each one of these tracks does have a piece of wire to it. White to the front, because this is the front of the layout is this way, so white to the front, black to the back. White to the front, back to the back. Wash, rinse, repeat for all of them, and that'll help get everything wired up properly and get the electricity flowing correctly once we get everything hooked up. So this is definitely not a master class in how to solder. I'm by far not an expert solderer by any stretch at all, so I didn't film any of that. But you can take lots of soldering things, I'm sure, off of YouTube and other places. Mine is just to get a big glob of solder on there, make sure it sticks and seems to work, and that's what I've done. All of this will be covered up with scenery at some point, so you won't even know that they're there once that gets added. So anyway, I have added soldering points to throughout the entire layout to almost every piece of the flex track on here. So next task, let me take you down underneath the layout to show you what I get to do now. Okay, so over here by the front door, these right here, these two are the wires. They're soldered to the top. Again, black is actually to the back and white is to the front. These are the main bus wires coming in from the main power supply. Up here, this is one of those terminal blocks I've talked a lot about. And my next task is to kind of strip these wires, get them on there, and then get the black wire connected to the black power and the white wire connected to the white power. And then wash, rinse, repeat that for all of the other drops across the entire layout. So that is the next task. Okay, live under the layout, we have most of the wiring done, as you can see behind me. So these right here, these are the feeder wires dropping down from the track. They're soldered on up at the top. I connected a couple of them together with these circular things. I don't know what they're called, kind of barrel connectors. But that's where you can just basically screw extra wires together, and it continues the conductivity, and it's no problem. Keeps everything, keeps all the electricity flowing as you would expect. You can get these in different sizes at Home Depot, and you can buy like a pack of 100 of them for a few dollars. So they're definitely an inexpensive way to temporarily hook up the track power. I'll come back in eventually and permanently do something better with this and clean up this whole wiring mess down here. As you can see over here, definitely a bit messy, and we can do a little bit better than that. Okay, so this white wire actually connects all the way into this terminal block right here, which connects to the main power for the whole layout. So wash, rinse, repeat for all the black wires across all of the entire layout. So I got one more thing I need to do, and I'll show you guys that right now. Okay, the last thing that I'm going to have to do here is where the Kato Unitrack joins up with the microengineering flex track. There's a little bit of a lip. Actually, it's quite a bit of a lip. You can definitely feel it going this way. The Kato track is a bit higher, I guess, or taller than the microengineering track. So there's definitely a lip. So it's not a problem going this way, going, in this case, this way. But going back the other way, it's definitely going to snag on that. So what I need to do is use my Dremel, which is this guy right here, and a little kind of the cutting tool that they have, and grind just a little bit down off of each one of these tracks, everywhere that the Kato Unitrack touches the microengineering track. That'll just make the ride a whole lot smoother for the trains as they're going around. So let me get that done and maybe get some trains going. Okay, this is now the big moment. The electrical work is done, the track work is in. I cleaned it really good. It's time to see if we can get this train to go all the way around, and it should be good. So let's see if we can get that done. Okay, that'll do it for Quartzville Railroad video number 9. Thank you all so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And if you would you consider subscribing to my channel? It really does make my day, literally, when somebody does subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Hope you all get something out of this. And as always, have a great day.